this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Tonight I'm going to show you another glass painting design. I'm going to be doing it on this glass wine bottle. I have already cleaned it off. That's the important thing when you're doing any type of glasses, that you've already washed it and I cleaned it off with rubbing alcohol. Get it ready for it to be painted. I'm going to be using quite a few brushes tonight. If I don't use some of them, I apologize, but I'm pretty much, as far as I know, using most of these. Alright, I'm going to be using, a 3/4 inch plaid one-stroke brush, a number 10, and a number 12 plaid one-stroke brushes. I'm also going to be using a number 6, and then I'm using a number 6 low Cornell filbert brush, and then another number 10 Royal Aquilon filbert brush, and my Glass Art by Dynasty script liner or fine liner. It's a number 1 dotting stylus. And then these are clay ball makers, but I'm using it also to do design with. So paint I'm going to be using is Licorice, Cerulean Blue, Perfect Purple, not using that one, Wicker White, Happy Green, Thicket, Bright Green, Hydrangea, Moon Yellow, and Magenta. And one last one that I'll probably tip in here is Cardinal Red. And I said this project is taking a lot of different colors of paint. So let's go ahead and get started here, because I don't want this to run too long. Alright, so to begin with, I am going to start loading my brush with the mixture that I created with the magenta and a little bit of the Perfect Purple. Now, I really don't have a ratio to give you. It's just kind of a matter of just doing it and seeing, what color you get, if you get a color you like, combining the two. Alright, so I'm double loading my 3/4 brush, and that's what I'm going to use to make the big flower. Alright, so I'm doing some sweeping blending techniques with the brush. And if you know me very well, you watch my videos, you know that I'm really concerned about my designs being opaque. I like the coverage. And I apologize for the background noise that was on. That's my furnace. And I try to avoid that when I'm making videos, but it seems like I always seem to hit it at some point. So I do apologize. Hopefully you're able to hear me still. Unfortunately, it's the room I do my videos in where the furnace is, so it's kind of hard to avoid it. Alright, so we're going to keep going here with this, and I'm just kind of just pulling it around and then bringing it back. I'm going to go over it again, just do a little bit of blending strokes if you choose to, and then bring it back here. You can always, if you either have some detail that wasn't filled in, you can always use the brush and just kind of cover it up if you choose to. Alright, we're going to try to make this as quickly as possible. If you're new to my channel though, make sure that you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post something new. I'm going to do, because I'm going to round this entire bottle, because I am going to be doing a lighted bottle. So please bear with me here, but I am going to paint another open flower. Maybe not quite as large, I'm not sure. But I'm trying very hard not to touch since it's going to be all around design, not to touch the other side on anything. We'll see how that works for me, because I'm really not good at that. And when you're done painting your project, if you're going to bake it, make sure you allow just an hour with this paint. Allow an hour of dry time, and then you can pop it into the cold oven. Make sure that you have not turned it on. Your item is being put into a totally cold oven that has not been started, not been preheated. We don't want any of that. So once you get that in there, then you know you can turn the oven on, preheat it to the temperature that you need. Add the preheat time to your bake time. That way you're sure that it's baked long enough for the paint to be cured totally. Once you're done baking it, make certain that you allow your item to stay in that oven until it's completely cooled. You do not want that item to come out before that, because sudden change in temperature is what can cause your glass piece to break. You don't want that to happen, right? I mean, you've put so much time into creating your project, you sure don't want to see it broken in your hands, right? Plus that'd be kind of dangerous, so that wouldn't be good either. Alright, so on my paper, my design was a little bit different, but because I'm doing it on a glass bottle and I'm planning to put lights in it, I want it to have some nice coverage to it. That's why. That's the reason why. So I'm just putting these little buds around. And I'm going over them because I want to make sure that they're opaque. Alright, I'm going to set that aside. Now, as I mentioned, there's a lot of different things going on in this design. I am going to use my liner, and I might have to mix up some more of this. On this green that I'm using, I did mix the bright green and a little bit of the Cerulean Blue with it, just so that you're aware of what mixture I'm using. Alright, so we're going to go over this, and this is just a beginning stem. I am going to go over it a little bit here with the Happy Green, and the reason I'm doing this is just to make it a little bit thicker, a little bit brighter on this glass, because as you can tell, I mean, I'm doing it on a green bottle, so green on green makes it a little harder to see. Whoops, do that. Alright, so let's go. I'm going to do another one over here and just kind of bring it down. Put a little bit of the Happy Green with it and bring it around so we can see it. Alright, I'm going to put this aside for a few minutes. I'm going to pick up my number 10 filbert, and with it I am basically just dipping my brush into 3 different colors. It's the green mixture, the citrus green, and then a little bit of white, because I want to, and I'll show you here, I want to do this design. I know, kind of Just never know when you're doing a project though, like I said, what it's gonna turn out to be like. But I'm gonna turn the bottle a little bit, and then this one has a little bit more white in it. Just pull it like that. I am doing some blending strokes a little bit here. Okay, so then I'm going to come here. It doesn't have much citrus. I want it to have a little bit more citrus, so I'm pulling it in like that. And then I'm going to come around, pull another leaf like that over here, pull it into the stem, pulling it into the stem. Now while I'm doing this, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave those down below in the comments section. I will do my best to get back to you. And like I said, I'm going to keep on doing this and just staggering them a little bit and bringing it down, bringing it back, and then just continue on. Might even put another little one right here, and then I'm going to finish off the tip as if it's one. Now you can come back down the whole stem if you want and go through it. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's cute. Alright, but I'm going to go over here and continue on doing the same thing right here. And I'm going to, looks like I don't have it mixed very well. Alright, I'm going to pull it and then pull it down this way. Hopefully you're seeing that. I think I want to put a little bit more citrus in it. I like to have the citrus showing. And then I'm going to go over here, put a little bit of the white in, do a little stroke, put it in like that, and then just keep going. I hope you like this. As I say, have you tried to paint any of my designs? I'd love to know. Love to know what you think. I'm trying to get it set up to where I can do little, like not tutorials, but little things that you can practice with. Oops, I just stuck my finger in that. Dagnabbit. See, told you, I knew I'd do that. Knew it. Knew it, knew it, knew it. This is hard for me to, when it's a bigger item, to do this without sticking my crazy fingers in it. Okay, put this in here a little bit. Make sure it's covered up with no holes. Alright, we're going to do another one up here. Yeah, I'd love to hear though if you've done any of my designs. It'd be awesome. But what I was starting to say before I stuck my finger in my work is I am trying to create practice sheets for you so that you can practice my designs and have something like to practice the strokes on, that type of thing. I did one from my last video, but I'm still not sure I'm doing it right. So I'm trying to verify. It's just kind of weird, and I'm not comfortable with it yet. Just want to make sure that I'm not doing something silly with it, that you can't see it, or you know, I'm opening myself up to people getting into my own, you know, being able to change it. So we'll see. But they would be free, just little sheets that you can get if you watch the video all the way through, then you would get the link to it. Alright, so I'm just trying to look through here. I need to fix this one that I stuck my silly finger in. Like I said, don't do what I'm doing. Don't do it the way I do. Don't stick your finger in your work. Okay, I got that fixed up pretty easy. Yay. Alright, so I got that going on so far. I'm going to come back to my liner. Well, yeah, I did use my liner. Come back to my liner brush, and I'm going to work on my little buds here. And I'm just doing little pulls, and I'm going to do a little, this is how I'm hooking you up here. And then I like to come up and just pull around the edge of it, like that. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully I can see that. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing over here and just come around it. And like I said, they don't have to be perfect. They can be a little, I don't know, just a little, I don't even know what to say. They don't have to be perfect, I guess is my thing. A little more loose, maybe is what I'm looking for. Loose painting. And then I'm going to just put a little part down the center here, and it can be a little, doesn't have to be straight. I don't want it to be straight really. Alright, where's my other one at? I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to pull this to this flower and kind of do the same thing. I'm just using my little script liner or liner brush, and then I'm going to come up here and then pull it down and around. I just like it to have a little bit of a curve. And of course I'll put the other green in here too. The green and a little bit of white. And I have one of my dogs in here while we're painting. She's crying because she hasn't had her evening treat yet. Such a shame. My animals are so spoiled. She's doing like this real light little cry. Just like, Pebbles, you've eaten all day long. I've watched my grandchildren, so my dogs get fed quite a bit. Probably more than they really should. No matter how much I tell my grandkids, don't feed the dogs. They feed the dogs. I'm going to say, what are you going to do, right? The thing of it is, the one dog in particular should really like the grandkids, but I'll tell you, she's not, she likes them, but she likes them when she wants to like them. If that makes sense. Like, she's happy to see them, but then if they have something to eat, or if she's eating, you know, you really have to watch them with her. She's a good dog to train kids on how to respect animals. Because that's a big thing to me, is that a child learns that at an early age. You know, animals deserve respect, and I insist on it in my household. Alright, so I gotta load, gosh, I hope I did not touch any of my paint. Just gotta put some more paint on my plate, because my next thing is to do some leaves coming out of the big flower. Oh, I know, I dipped that in the wrong color. Yeah, they're coming out of the big flower, and you'll see here it's going to be one that kind of has some sharp edges to it. I'm just going up and down and like that. I will do it again. And then go like that. And I am using the Happy Green. I'm using the, I don't want to touch my fingers on this. I'm using the Moon Yellow. Putting in there like that. And then pulling the stem down like that. Okay, just keep going here. I normally like to do a couple of these. So I'm going to go up here and do another one. Sorry, catch myself floating off the camera. And I don't want to get into this really trying hard not to touch my paint. I'm going to have to definitely go around this and make sure that I didn't. Like I said, I have such a hard time with this. And I do have a tool I probably could use that would help. I just haven't used it for a while. So I haven't pulled it out. But it probably would help safeguard this a little bit. Like I said, I'm using a variety of leaves, and I told you at one point that I would like to do that. So here we are. This isn't really what I had in mind though, as far as the different leaf colors. Just happened to be design inspiration that I saw. I thought, that's a good idea. Little uniqueness goes a long way for me. I like it. Hope you do too. There we go. You just keep wiggling it and going back and forth. It's great. There's that old furnace again. Sorry guys. I really am. I didn't do any around that one, so I'm going to put some around this other open one. I'm going to do it up here. Crunchy. I don't know why I'm saying that. Let's see, I like to do it this way. And then I'll come back down. That touch there. Okay, come back down and do it there. And then we'll go whoop, like that. And then I will do maybe one more. Come up this direction. And I'm just going to do the same thing. Just making it a little rough leaf. I wish I could just keep holding on to the neck of this because I don't paint anything on the neck typically, so that way I'd know that I wouldn't be touching any of my hard work that I've just done. Now that's the wrong way. I want to go that way with it. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to look around here. It looks like I forgot one of my buds. So I'm going to pick up my liner brush again. Forgot one of them over here. And then work on, I'm going to pull like this and pull it through. And then I'm going to go like this, just pull it into that one. A little of the lighter green. do my tip, swing it around and back down. Do my tip. Oops, my bottle's moving. Hold on here. Brace it. Alright, so let's come out this way and then straighten it up a little bit. This one isn't the best, but I'll come over here, add some of the lighter green. So I hope you like doing this as much as I do. If you go down below, could you tell me how long you've been doing glass painting? I'd love to hear. Is this something that's new for you, or is this something you've done for quite a while? Very interested in knowing. Alright, so we have that. Now I'm going to pick my brush up again that I did the green with. And what I'm going to do is come back over here. I'm going to be using the bright green and probably a little bit of the happy green and a little bit of white. And I am going to be doing just some real easy little leaves like this on my typical one-stroke leaves. And then put it down like that. Do this again. A little bit of, pull down like this. And a little bit more of this green here though. And what's going on here? I've got too much paint on my brush. If that happens to you, feel free to scrape it off and start again. Because that, I don't like to have too much paint on my brush. Sometimes it's okay, just depends on what you're doing. But if you're doing something that needs to be crisper than having too much paint on it, at least for me, it's too hard. I don't like it. And if you don't like how I'm doing these, then don't do them. You know, I really, sometimes I get carried away with the leaves. So if you're not big into leaves, then don't worry about it. I just like to put like a little, like I put a stem on there or whatnot. And sometimes the color combinations, you know, I really prefer these colors. I don't know why, as opposed to the bright, just how I am. And some of these remind me more of Christmas colors, and it's not that I don't like Christmas, because I do, but I'm not a big fan of painting with Christmas colors, unless I'm actually painting a Christmas design. Then it's great, and I'm all for it. Okay, let me make sure. See, I keep leaving people out here, and I'm sorry. Hopefully you can see that what I'm doing. And then I can come down here even and go like that instead of having it up here. But I do want to put a little bit of dark paint on my brush and then paint in my little veins or whatnot. Now, one thing that I want to add to these, and this is going in along with these right here, is just a little pull. And you'll see why here in a minute. I don't know if you see what I'm doing here. But I just did this little pull in between these. Just a little bowl. And we'll just keep working it here. I hope you can see. Sorry if you can't. And I am left-handed, so I like to try to remind my viewers that if I'm doing something and you're having a hard time doing it too, it could be the direction I'm doing it in. You may have to do it the opposite direction. So just keep that in mind, because I don't want you to get frustrated with something and think, well, why can't I do it? And it's the reason I am a lefty. So I'm just doing this all along this type of a branch, because then I'm going to come through and use that dotting, the ball, clay maker ball, whatever it is. I was trying to learn how to do, more of the dotting, mandala kind of stuff on stones or glass or whatnot, and which is fine. So I bought a bunch of different things trying to make dots, because I have a heck of a time with dots for some reason. I mean, it's just, I don't know why. I mean, I think I'm getting better at it, but it can be hard. That sounds silly. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to dip it into my hydrangea. I'm using the smaller side of it, and I'm just going to come along here and put a dot. Come along here, put a dot. Come along here, put a dot. Come along here, put a dot. And put a dot. Alright, then we're going to go back here where I put the other set, and I'm going to do a dot. And another dot. And another dot. And another dot. And another dot. Just keep dotting it up. And another dot. Okay, I'm going to make it a bigger dot, because then I'm going to come through with my little stylus and use a Cerulean Blue and go like that. Just kind of tip it, because these are supposed to be some kind of like a berry or flower of some sort. Oops, just hit into the wrong paint. Keep going. So that's like the tip of it. And then I'm going to come through and do the same thing to this up here. Doesn't have to be very big, just kind of on the tip of it. That way too, since it's wet, it's going to not be hard to get it to stick and look nice. When you're doing wet on wet, sometimes it's hard to get the dots to look good. Alright, so I got that done. Then I am going to, let's tap in the center. Got a couple other little flowers to do, and I'm trying to think, what was I doing this with? I think I did it with these. Okay, so basically, this is the flower I'm going to do up here. I'm just going to go like this, go like this, go like this, and this, and bring it up through the center. Then I'm going to come through here with some of the Cerulean Blue, just tipping my brush into the paint, and on like that, go on like that, and bringing it up through here. And I'll probably just do a few of these around the bottle. They're kind of free-flowing, so they're not actually hooked to anything, or at least the way the design is that I'm creating. They're just kind of there. Kind of filler flowers, maybe, if you will. And bring it like that. Like that. and then bring it up here, and then I'll go over it again with the Cerulean Blue. Now if you feel like you ever get it to where it's too much of the darker blue, then by all means go back over it with the lighter blue. And if you do that, that actually can give it some nicer coverage. Okay, now let's see where we might need another one. Maybe we'll just stick with the two. Let's just stick with the two. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is come back over here to my liner brush, or my script liner, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to take out the Folk Art Licorice. And I also wanted to mention too, and I forgot that I didn't say this, I just got a bunch of paint on my hand. The paints that I'm using are a combination of the enamels and the multi-surface paints. So it's a mixture of, oh crap, sorry, get a little anxious here. Mixture of them. And so on this, I'm just putting the center in. I'm going to dot with the black, and then I'm just going to do more dotting. Even if it's not attached, I'm just going to do a little bit more dotting. Not a big deal. Alright, so come over here to this one, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just use this liner brush to complete this. Pull it over. And there's really no certain amount that you have to have on this. And if you feel the need to make these dots stand out a little more, you can do that too. By adding some color to them. I'm not going to mess with that on this. I think it's fine. The other little thing you do is you come up with your little brush and you put it into the hydrangea with the happy green, and then you're going to just come around the bottle just ever so often and do these little flowers. And I just want to make sure that they're opaque enough because I don't want them to come off when they're washed. Now with this being a bottle, painted bottle, I'm not sure how much is going to be handled, because with the way the lights work, they don't really have to be handled too much. And I love these lights because you don't have to cut into the bottle. Sorry, I'm trying to get it on here. So I'm just going to go around and put this on here just sporadically in different places. Little fillers, as you may. It just doesn't have to be anything crazy. I'm going to go like that. And like I said, they don't have to be real nice and neat. I want them to be more loose, if you will. Let me see where else. Like I said, this is just a combination of a lot of different flowers, which I like. I like flowers, so I paint. And then my grandkids always want to know, why are you always painting flowers? Well, that's what I like. Okay, have that. You can do it in threes if you want. Do some overlapping. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I'll just stick some right in here. And the next thing we'll do, and then we'll be done, I think, is to put in the center for the big flowers. I think I covered everything. It's like these are, well, I gotta put the center in for these too, but so we'll go around on these little ones, and I'm just gonna put a single dot in the center of them. I don't know where I'm getting all this paint from, but keep getting paint on me. So that's pretty easy, right? Just stick little dots. And they don't have to have stems or whatnot to them. That's when I could turn it around and make sure that I've got all of everything dotted and whatnot. Okay, there is something else I wanted to add. And I'm going to use my blue brush that I just used and go around. And the design originally had just some hints of just some red. And I'm just going to do that. This should be really pretty when it's lit, I think. I'll put some up around the top here. I don't know why I'm sticking with like 3 dots. I don't know why this is so magnified here. I'll put some down here, some down there. Maybe just come up around the top here. I think I'm holding my bottle really high. Sorry. Okay, then what I'm going to do is take some white, go back over these, and just lightly, ever so lightly, just kind of touching them. Because so they're not supposed to be real, I don't know why I'm losing my train of thought tonight. They're loose. It's loose painting. Loose, loose, loose. Can't wait to see this lit. So what do you think? Do you like this one? Okay, and once again, I'm turning it to make sure. I think I want a little bit more white in this one here. Turn it to make certain I got it all. Okay, I do need to add a little bit more white, or not white, but yellow, because I need to do my centers, I should say. Thanks for bearing with me here. If you like the idea of me creating some practice sheets, please let me know down below. I put way too much white on here. I hate that. Alright, I'm going to use my Stippler. Love my Stipplers. And I'm just going to use that, tap in the center. On this one I'm going to make it pretty wide, pretty big, and then tap in some white. I'll get more creative with these as time goes on. I feel like I'm doing the same center all the time, which there's other ways to do the centers, but I don't, like I said with this tonight, I don't want to make it too long. I feel like my video, oops, how did I get that in there? Well, that wasn't supposed to be in there. Well, we'll have lots of yellow here. Kind of drown that out a little bit. Well, sorry about that, guys. That was not part of the plan. Alright, so there we have it. Easy peasy. Alright, like I said, I think I covered it all. Isn't that a festive bottle? Can't wait to see it with lights in it. That'll be so fun. Alright, thanks again for bearing with me here. I know some of my videos are getting kind of long. If you like this video, please make sure you give me a big thumbs up. New to the channel, remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post something new. There is a share button below this video. If you would hit on that and share this with your friends and family on your social network. Again, I'd be ever so grateful. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. And until the next time, you have a good one.